Every child has some talent. It needs a good teacher to spot the talent and encourage the child. Good morning, everyone. Today, in this video, we are going to learn the chapter The Sweet Sound of Success, written by Nandini Nair. This story is about a boy, Rishi, who was not good in academics, but he had a different talent, and when his teacher realized it, she gave him confidence to recognize his own ability and encouraged him, as she knew very well that every child is different and have some different talents. Some children might be good in studies. Some children might be good in schools. Some might be good in drawings. And there are numerous things in which a child can have talent. It requires a good teacher. Spots the talent hidden in the individual child and encourages him to pursue his talent. So the story begins like this. Ali was a student of class 6C who told a lovely story to the class, and Mrs. Rajan, who was the teacher, asked students to clap for Ali. Everyone grinned at Ali and shook hands with him, except Rishi, who sat bent over his notebook. Rishi thought that such an applause was not required, so he decided to avoid everything and kept on drawing pictures in his notebook. Now, Mrs. Rajan started discussing school day with students. She asked for suggestions from students about what their class should do on the school day. Rishi was sure that Ali would do some story writing or storytelling, as he was good in it. While thinking this, his pencil was moving across the page and he was drawing a picture. In the picture, Rishi featured himself as a superhero who was wearing a superhero's costume, who was rescuing a room filled with screaming children. Mrs. Rajan saw that Rishi was busy in drawing something in his notebook and not taking part in the ongoing discussion. She went near to him and asked him to meet after the class. Now Rishi was in fear, as he thought that Mrs. Rajan would surely scold him for doodling in the class. He thought that Mrs. Rajan would call his parents to have a talk. He also assumed that she would compare him with his sister Ria, who was a sincere student, unlike Rishi, who always got low marks. But to his amazement, Mrs. Rajan actually appreciated his drawing. Instead of scolding Rishi, Mrs. Rajan was very polite with him. she told him not to draw in the class. Mrs. Rajan also added that Rishi would be in charge of all the scenery and staging work in school day. This made Rishi feel appreciated. Rishi made the scenery for the school day. However, he was worried whether Mrs. Rajan would like it or not. He was very nervous that she might not like what he had made. He thought she might find it silly or might not like the way he had made Mrs. Rajan in the painting. But to his surprise, Mrs. Rajan loved it. Mrs. Rajan loved the painting and told Rishi that it was so realistic and so full of fun. She clapped for Rishi, and then one by one everyone joined her. Rishi was happy to listen the sweet sound of success. So this is the whole story. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.